Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Basta, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer stories. We start with Frenkie de Jong, as a report have come out claiming that Barca have rejected another attempt from Manchester United for Frenkie de Jong. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Oriol Romeu, as it have been reported that Barca are closing in on the 4 million plus 4 million agreement for the midfield target, according to a recent report. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Despite having faced defeat in their attempt to sign Frenkie de Jong last summer, Manchester United continue to retain an interest in Barca superstar Frenkie de Jong, and according to a fresh report from Mundo Deportivo, the Premier League heavyweights have made yet another attempt to try and sign the Netherlands international from Blaugrana, only to be met with rejection. Frenkie de Jong remains an obsession for Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag till now, who worked with the midfielder at Ajax in the past. The Dutch tactician was key to the midfielder's growth and progression, which eventually earned him a transfer to Barca back in 2019. Having taken over the reins at Manchester United last year, Ten Hag made strong attempts to reunite with Frenkie de Jong, and even though Barca were open to a sale, the Dutchman dug his heels in and refused to leave. This time out, the Red Devils have once again made an approach to try and sign Frenkie de Jong, whose market value currently stands at 75 million euros, only to see their attempts fall on deaf ears. De Jong has time and time again made it clear that he does not wish to leave Barca anytime soon, and the Catalan Giants also wish to keep hold of the 26-year-old midfielder, with Xavi seeing him as a vital part of his plans moving forward. Having been deemed sellable last summer, Frenkie de Jong is now seen as an untouchable by the club following an excellent campaign in 2022-23. Given that the Red Devils are operating on a tight budget this summer, a move for Frenkie de Jong would always have been difficult to pull off unless their takeover has gone through. And even if they were able to generate the funds required, there is no desire from the players' end or Barcelona to pay heed to the interest from Manchester United. As such, their efforts to try and land the Dutchman have fallen through deaf ears once again. Of course, Frenkie de Jong, it still baffles me that United are still showing interest. I definitely think Frenkie de Jong should always remain untouchable. He's such an important player for us, and he should be there for a long time. Last season, we quite remember when Barca were trying to cash in on Frenkie de Jong, and most Barca fans were so mad about such a decision. Thank goodness the Dutchman dug his heels and said, "No way, I'm not leaving this club." Because we know Barca were really hunting for cash. The club was like, even up to now, Barca are in a precarious financial situation, and we definitely know that this club is going through a lot. Signing players have been a problem. Yes, so far we've signed 3 players: Vitor Roque, Ilkay Gundogan, and Inigo Martinez. But still yet those 3 players haven't been registered, for crying out loud, which definitely means things are really red. Barca can't even go ahead as we are speaking to sign more players unless those players have been registered, unless sales take place before anything can be facilitated. So Frankie de Jong, of course, can be a tempting factor in the sense that, yes, he has one of the greatest values when we talk about the transfer market value currently in the squad of Barca. He's one of the greatest players with value, and that can still tempt Barca. There have been some reports, I think, some past few weeks, how they are saying Barca might be tempted with a very huge offer if it comes along to sell Frankie de Jong, or because of the economic situation of the club. But from the look of things, I don't see it possible. In fact, Barca should not even dare do that because it will be bringing a lot of problems from the fan base and I think from the coaching staff themselves. Javi have said it repeatedly that he sees Frankie de Jong as a key member to his team. Frankie de Jong was in such an incredible form last season, as he have always been in many seasons. He has been a consistent player. He's a good player, and I think that he's a player that we should never even dare to think of selling, even if we are going through hell. Because if you are selling him, then who do you want to bring? Of course, people will say Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva. I still prefer Frankie de Jong to Bernardo Silva. I think Frankie de Jong is still one of the best box to box midfielders out there. Nobody can argue with that. And I think Barcelona are blessed to have him. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. According to Sport, Barca are closing in on reaching an agreement with Girona for the signing of Oriol Romeu. The La Liga champions are very confident that an announcement of the transfer can be made tomorrow. Barca have settled in on Romeu as their preferred cost-effective target for the pivot and have been working so hard on the deal to materialize for days now. The sticking point in negotiations with Girona was the 31-year-old's €8 million release clause. Barca were unwilling to meet that valuation, while Barca rivals Girona were not even prepared to accept a lower fee. However, after prolonged talks, the two clubs have agreed on a fixed plus variable payment scheme so that the overall cost of that operation reaches 8 million. In that way, Barca do not have to pay a big sum upfront, while Girona will see their demands met as well. Now, discussions are taking place regarding the amount that will be paid as a fixed fee and the sum that will go in as variable component. Even though a final agreement is yet to be reached, all things point towards a deal worth 4 million in fixed plus 4 million euros in add-ons. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.